I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Hey, we're here to talk about NBA Cup action at Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family, where we got a nail biter between our Milwaukee Bucks and the Orlando Magic. The Bucks are up right now, 110-107. We got 9 seconds left. Let's see what happens. This has been an interesting game. I don't even want to give no analysis yet until this game is over. But what we can do is talk about Bucks Nation is in the building. Salute the Bucks Nation. Salute the friends and family. What's good, y'all? Hey, we gonna get 2 in a row, y'all. Let's get this 2 in a row. We shout out who in the building while we waiting on this. What up, Eliza? Appreciate you tapping in. Salute to one of the OG queens of the chat. Robert Brooks in the building. Scales, what's good, homie? Eli Harris in the building. What's good? Patricia P, what's good, man? Rigo, what's good? Dre West, the homie, what's good, bro? Appreciate you, Mr. Cool in the building. Jen Soft in the building. Derek Stevenson, what's good, bro? Always dropping gems in the chat. Gade, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in. Brandon Ken Carter in the building. Mr. One Game at a Time. What's good, Brandon? Foreign Land, what's good, ma'am? Nikos, what's good? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Hoy Street E, good to see you, bro. Emma Smith, what's good, ma'am? Appreciate you tapping in. Greg Delaney in the building. Appreciate all y'all tapping in. We're going to have to chop this up. We got 5 seconds left, y'all. 5 seconds left. Let's go. Let's go, Bucks. Hey, man, I ain't going to even hold y'all. The defensive rebounding today was crazy. The turnovers were crazy today. Us getting this win is is interesting to say the least. This is a very interesting game. From how things went in the first quarter, second quarter, how things changed in the third quarter, and how we had an up and down in the fourth quarter. It's just kind of how the Bucks play basketball. They can't give you 48 minutes. You gotta hope that the 36 minutes they give you ends up with at least the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. We're a very interesting team. Extremely interesting team. Bucks up by 4, 111-107, 5 seconds left. Let me put up the numbers we got so far. Man, the Bucks. I'll take a win any way I can get it. Let me not complain. I'll take a win any way I can get it. Foreign Lid said, Bobby. Hey, Bobby was on a heater today. Bobby was hooping today. 9 of 11, 2 of 3 from 3, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 22 points. He was hooping today. He's still a problem on defense, but he was hooping today. Shout out to Bobby Porters. AJ Green. AJ Green wasn't hitting all his shots, but we gotta start talking about AJ Green in the clutch. Yo, AJ Green be hitting some big boy threes out there with no hesitation. Hey, I like that. I like what AJ Green is doing out there. I also like the way Middleton is being the floor general out there for the offense. I know he wasn't shooting that much today, but the way that he was orchestrating the offense again and getting people in position, I'm liking the intangibles that Middleton is bringing to this team. Again, he's a settling force to this team. He keeps us settled down in tough situations. He had a plethora of great assists out there. He played very well, even though it doesn't show in the point column. I think Middleton played very well tonight. I really do. And Taurean Prince, another offer for Taurean Prince tonight. I'm not sure what the science is with Taurean Prince, but now I've been starting to pay attention since Mr. Cool mentioned Taurean Prince. It's like he's lost himself since Middleton's come back. I've never seen nothing like this. I know he's a role player and they have ups and downs, but you can't go from double figures to scoring 0. Like, that's crazy. He took 1 shot, 1 3 today, 0 points. Like, I don't know what's going on with Taurean Prince, but we got to get that figured out because I love how he was playing with confidence earlier in the year, shooting taking threes, just playing with confidence on both sides of the court. And it looks like he just fell off the ladder on offense, and I'm not sure why, but I can't pinpoint it has occurred since the return of Middleton, and I don't know why that would throw him off like that. It's very weird, very weird. Let's and then Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 15 of 24, 7 of 12 from the free throw line. Could be better, but okay from the free throw line. 7 rebounds, only one assist today. So that lets you know that we weren't really distributing the ball as we should, or that Dame and Middleton were handling the ball more, which I think is a good thing. So a Middleton back is taking away a lot of the playmaking responsibilities from Giannis, as you can tell, which isn't a bad thing. They'll have to adjust over time to get how that works, but I like this, where Giannis can just focus on scoring and getting buckets and doesn't have to per se be a playmaker, where we have two out there with Middleton and Dame. So I do like that. Giannis with a very solid performance, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 4 blocks. He did have 6 turnovers. A lot of those were in that terrible first quarter we had, where we turned the ball over 7 times in the first quarter. It was just hard to watch. I was very concerned about how we were playing. Very concerned. Very concerned. We ended up turning around, playing a lot better in the second quarter as far as keeping the turnovers, but the offensive rebounds were killing us. We have to figure out something about these offensive rebounds. They're killing us. And Brook was getting absolutely annihilated out there. They were destroying Brook in the pick and roll. Hey, Bucks Nation, I gotta be real with y'all. I don't know how far we can go without an athletic big, because in the playoffs and things like that, where the roster gets a lot shorter, leashes get a lot shorter. I don't know how we can survive with Brook playing extensive minutes against athletic teams. We have to figure out what we can do with Brook. And yet again, another game that I was telling y'all, when he plays athletic bigs, he can't do much. 3 of 7, 1 of 3. He did have 6 rebounds. He didn't even have a block today. 7 points. Another quiet effort from Brook against an athletic team. Dame played solid tonight, I thought. 8 of 15, 2 of 5 from 3, 8 of 8 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 9 assists. He did have 4 turnovers. Like 3 of those were like trying to pass to Brook. And people got to understand, when you passing to Brook Lopez, it has to be a perfect pass. There can't be any variables in the way. It can't be a hand waving. It can't be slightly off center. It has to be a perfect pass. You got to learn that, Dame. I know you got to believe in your teammates, but if it's not wide open to Brook, don't pass to Brook or Bobby like that, for that matter. Just keeping it real. And again, y'all, say what y'all want about Dame. When that game is on the line, there's very few people in the NBA I'd rather have on my team besides Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard did his work in the fourth quarter, hitting the step back 3, the layup. You know what? To keep it real, we just need to give Dame official Bucks win. Bucks win at home in front of friends and family. Let's go, Bucks. 114-109. It's official. Salute to the Bucks. I know it wasn't a pretty win, but it was a win, and that's all that matters. Let's get into the rest of these numbers, and then I'm gonna open up the lines. Let's go, Bucks. 2 in a row, just like that. Let's go. Dame 10 of 10 from the free throw line was big as well. Andre Jackson Jr. again was limited to only 8 minutes today, 5 points. Bobby Portis is who kept us in this game early. As much as we go in about Bobby Portis, he should get the game ball today, because his scoring is when nobody else was doing anything. No one else was doing anything before he scored. So, like, shout out to Bobby for keeping us in the game, and then our stars closing it out. And sometimes that's how it's going to be. The other's going to keep you in the game, and then your stars are supposed to close it out. Giannis, Dame, Middleton, they closed the show, especially Dame. But shout out, like I said, I'm giving the game ball to Bobby Portis on the strength of when he scored those points. It was very important in the game. It was keeping us above water when we turning the ball over left and right, just playing terrible, stupid defense, still not guarding the 3. And that's partially due to Brook being in the switch. I do like the adjustments that we did make though, and going to the zone. The zone definitely slowed them down. I do like that adjustment that was made by Doc Rivers of going to the zone. I felt like that helped the team stabilize a lot because with Brook out there, it's he can't move. It's just a problem. We need to find out how we can address getting some form of athletic big in the free agent market or in the buyout market because I don't know how far we can go with Brook playing extensive minutes against every team and Bobby. Like, hopefully we figure something out. Hopefully we figure something out. But salute to the Bucks, a good win. Nonetheless, they advanced further in the NBA Cup in the quarterfinals. They got this win, so salute. And like I said, I really like the clutch shooting of AJ Green as well. And as a team, we shot well, 54%, 36% from three, 76% from the free throw line. It isn't bad at all. And you would think that we have won a lot more comfortably. Tristan Da Silva, 6 points. Wendell Carter, 8 points. Goga, 12 points. KCP only had 7 points. Jalen Suggs was treating us tonight, especially from the free throw line. He was treating us tonight. 12 of 26, 3-11 from 3, 32 points. He was hooping. Mo Wagner had 13. Anthony Black, shout out to the mill. Pops from the mill, had 17. Jet Howard had 10. But this is the most damning stat, though. 44% from the field. They only hit 6 threes. 21 of 27 from the free throw line. Let's get into why this game was that close. It's not the 3-pointers. It's not the free throws. It's the rebounding. 15 offensive rebounds to 5. Unbelievable. The second chance points is exactly why they were in the game and we almost lost this game. The rebound. We can't get the loose balls. We can't. I don't know what it is. We just can't move. It's crazy. 15 offensive rebounds definitely kept them in this game. 27 assists is always good to see. That lets me know that we're passing the ball. I always like us around that 30 mark. I feel like we'll win the game when we score about when we have about 30 assists. But man, them turnovers. So points conceded off turnovers 12 to 20. So it's actually not as bad as we think, but it was that rebounding killed us tonight. It wasn't we had a lot of turnovers, but they didn't score a lot of points off of the turnovers. It was the rebounding that kept them in the game. 52 points to 50 to 50. It just came down. The rebounding is what killed us. Those second chance reloads. That's just what kept us in the game. And we can't play like that against quality opponents. We really can't. We got to be a little bit better. But again, you're not going to cry over wins and complain. It's a good win. Players stepped up when they needed to, and we got the job done. And salute the Bucks Nation. To see y'all up here tapping in. Please hit the like button as y'all come in. What up, Pass? Let me put the link in the chat. Let me put the link in the chat here. Tap in. What up, D Gibbs? I see you in the building. See you. What's good? Hey, what up, Dr. Smith? Nicholas Hazlitt, I see you. D Cole. Jimmy Roller, Sadowski in the building. Ed Bizzle, what's good? John Alberto, appreciate you. Let me get the super chat from King Temp. What's good? King Temp said, appreciate the 199 super chat. Bucks enjoy giving fans heart attacks, I swear. Man, I keep telling y'all, ain't no game gonna be easy with the Bucks. Ain't no game gonna be easy. It's just, we make so many weird plays, low IQ. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. But we gonna do what we do. Let's get the homie in here. Pass, about to tap you in, sir. What up, Pass?
What's good? What's good?
Man, hey, just like that super chat said, the Bucks like giving fans a heart attack, don't they?
I said the same thing. The whole game. I was watching it. Me and my dad decided to watch with me throughout the second half, and he's like, "This is the team you root for? Why do they play like this?" I'm like, "You tell me this." That's what we're trying to find out. I don't know
Oh
what it
my
is. What it
god!
is about the Bucks team is that they like playing with their food. They like playing to their competition level.
Right,
If
correct.
their competition is worse, they will play worse for no reason.
I agree. And we were letting Suggs go off. It's always one.
It was all in the fourth. It was literally only one quarter.
Yeah, he went off. I agree.
some of those fouls were kind of iffy. There was 100% a foul that should have been a transitional take foul that
Right.
was supposed to be for us, but they didn't count it.
You know that's not gonna happen.
And yet yet everyone can foul Giannis as much as they want, and
Oh
no
yeah,
foul
they're
was
not gonna
called.
say nothing unless he's bleeding. They're not gonna say nothing.
Even then, they don't even do that.
Damn, this comment didn't age well, Jen Saw.
He was alright.
Yeah.
He's good when we need him to be good.
That's the point, and that's the whole point I'm making. Dame is going. Long as he's closing, I'm good. Long as he's closing, I'm good.
I will say this is that number 9 plays a lot better when Chris is here.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, hey, that's a good point. Number 9 does play better with Chris. Chris makes everyone better a little bit. Chris makes everyone better.
Yeah. I'll let you guys know this right now. I'm not calling him by his name until he shows me this consistently.
Right.
Until I see this for more than 2 games, he's not going to get that name back.
Hey, I know Eli. I see what you're saying. No Paolo, no France, no Jonathan. They're a dog fight. Even if they were playing, we'd still be in a dog fight. It's just the way we are. Just like you said, we don't rebound well. We make low IQ turnovers. We take back it until we become we don't box out either. We don't box out until we become a more fundamentally sound basketball team. Every game for the most part is going to be a struggle unless we go crazy from 3. What you think about that, Pass?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. This team is kind of where they do live and die by the 3, especially the role players.
Right.
That's pretty much all they do is just shoot 3s. I looked at a stat. We're the best 3-point shooter in the corners.
Really?
Shoot 50. Yeah, shout out to Torian Prince.
You're right. The old Torian Prince. I don't like this new Torian Prince. I don't like the new Torian Prince.
He'll be
he's not shooting. Right. He got another offer again. Like, what are we doing?
He'll be fine. I think it's just how he's playing right now. He's probably getting used to his role now since Chris is back.
I think that's probably what it is.
Once Chris starts getting his offense going, it'll be fine. Because right now Chris's offense still isn't there yet.
No, but his distribution is his distribution. He's defense, dropping dimes.
His old man defense.
But he does enough. Like, I really like the way he was playing offensively as far as getting people in position. I mean, the man had 8 assists.
Yeah, he was diamond that.
He was diamond. I mean, but that's why we were so adamant about this team needing Middleton. He helps us when when we're in bad spots. He helps us. He definitely helps us. Hold on, tapping in CJ. Hold on, CJ. I'm about to tap you in. Damn, CJ tapping in early. Shout out to CJ. What up, CJ? Man.
That man got the good shit on right now.
Hey, what is it? Come on.
Hey, I didn't think you were gonna.
All right, hey, I'm gonna pop you out for a minute. Let you do your thing. I'm gonna pop you out for a minute.
I gotta get that smoke session up real quick.
Right, yeah. Let me CJ. Jesus. All right, let me know when you're done. I got you in the green room, CJ. Let me know when you straight, bro. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, we need to get athletic big.
Yeah, we have
or an athletic wing. One of the two. We need something athletic. One of the two, either a tall wing or an athletic or an athletic big. One of the two.
Right.
Brook is in games like this. You cannot play Brook. Brook is only good for
right.
Brook is good for 6-7 teams in the East. He's good against Miami. He's good against Miami. If you're playing against Miami, he's great against the Cavs because they play the same way as us with 2 bigs. So that's perfect. Celtics is iffy because we haven't seen with Porzingis. Against the Knicks, 100% he's not playing because I do not trust him against Cat.
Right. At all. Oh no. Yeah.
Pacers are trash. So who cares about them? And who else is a playoff contention? He could work against the Hawks, but it depends.
The Hawks that's problematic. I think he got exposed against the Hawks.
He only works against the Hawks only if Capella is.
As Capella's in the game, correct?
If Capella's on the game, then yes, you can play him. But if he's not on the floor, you should not be having him on the floor.
And what's with the rebounding? I agree with Nikos. We can't rebound at all. like the rebounding was hard to watch.
Yeah,
The
I'm saying
offensive rebounds they were getting was hard to watch, Pat.
Giannis's rebounding was even low. I'm like, Giannis only has 4.
Hold on one second. We got Roz in the building, aka Dr. Smith. Hold on one sec. Let's pop him in here. Hold on one second. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you tapping in. I'm gonna let Pass finish up here. We're gonna pass the mic right to you, sir. Go ahead, Pass.
Yes, sir.
All right, I heard. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I heard Giannis wants to win this tournament, so Liam can get his house in Iowa. Shout out to that man.
All right.
Do it for that man's house.
All right.
Iowa's
whatever
a crazy place.
Motivation you need.
Iowa's a crazy place to pick because, dude, you can't be that expensive there.
Right.
But
it is what it is.
Maybe you're trying to get like a good $1 million house. $1 million house there is like a $10 million here. So
right. Maybe you trying to buy some land. I don't know. So
what yours?
So what'd you think of this nail biter tonight, sir?
Well, first of all, salute to you, salute to Pass, salute to the chat. I'm a little late. I don't know what was said before, so please forgive me if I'm double tapping, right? First and foremost, again, it's just like I said the other night, right? I'll take a win no matter how I get it. You know what I mean? I don't take anything for granted. Same thing. We started off 2-8. I'll take the wins, right?
Right.
That being said, no Paolo Banchero, no Franz Wagner, no Gary Harris, no Jonathan, and we almost got put off the floor. There is a lineup that works, and this is where the people are going to come for me, and I love you all saying this, right? But I have to say this. There is a lineup that works. It is not with Brook Lopez in it. If ever there was a time when you wanted to point to exactly what people have been saying, it was this game. Look, the bottom line is this, man. We were winning by 8 points, I think, at one point, going into like the fourth. As soon as Brook Lopez and that lineup, it wasn't entirely him, but it was a lot him. As soon as he comes on, we were hemorrhaging points. What I did hear is that one of the things that you had pointed at was the rebounding. I wish that it was just the rebounding. That's part of it. We have got to. At this point, I can't even yell at the TV anymore at Brook. I love him for what he's done in basketball. I don't think that he had. I'm serious.
Go ahead and clean it up before you say what you got to say. I like that. You sanitize the area first. Go ahead.
I'm not in favor of trading him. I don't even understand why the next logical solution that I would suggest isn't a logical one. How old is Brook Lopez?
36.
At this point. He's 36, right? At some point, everyone is not LeBron James, man. You know what I mean? At some point, there is a natural slowing down of an already slow player, right?
Right.
Even LeBron's been slowing down. LeBron's been slowing down too.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Only person who really hasn't slowed down is KD, if I'm being honest, you guys.
Yeah. And that's because he plays with the most friction-free, breezy game. The George Gervin, the second coming, right? He's just so smooth. It's just like 73 degrees with KD. Doesn't matter what the temperature is outside, right? Brook Lopez is not that. He's not that. Come off the bench. Have Bobby come in as your 4. We can figure out the rotation after that. I think at giving the extra responsibility to Bobby, I think quite honestly would help his game. We're not doing Brook a service out there, because these couple of games where he looks this bad is like a commercial, like the worst type of commercial. He's getting run around. He's getting run around. It's not
I mean, they're literally hunting for him. They're not running plays until, if y'all notice, teams, they weren't even initiating their offense till they got Brook in the switch.
And all they do, and the scouting report is out, right? For the guys who are defending Brook, I am not attacking him. But at a certain point, you gotta let, your eyes are not lying to you, right? All they do is back up to the 3-point line. Allow Brook to come out there and run around him. You don't need Kyrie Irving handles to do that. You just need to be a little bit faster than him and have a step on him. Yes, he blocks shots, but never in those situations. It is so easy to get around him. Don't take my word for it. Watch this game, and then watch the Celtics game, and then watch the game against the Knicks, and then watch the game against the Hawks. They do the same thing. They're licking their chops. Bring Book out to the three-point line, run around him. The help defense is not going to be good enough. You're killing us. We're hemorrhaging points in the paint. Hemorrhaging points. That 8-point lead went zip just like that.
Fast.
Just like that. Just like that. Who didn't play in the closing minutes of the game?
Hey, look at this comment from the truth. Look at that. They running with Lopez too long like they did with Bob Lanier. I know exactly what he mean by that. And that's an outstanding comment.
I don't think that Brook is. I don't know any of these people. I don't know what kind of conversations are had behind closed doors. He does not strike me as the type of person who would be a malcontent if you went to him and you had a man-to-man conversation. Brook, we need to bring you off the bench. All right? The game is faster than you're able to give us. It does not mean that you don't have value. There are absolutely games when he still has value. I'm not just blowing smoke up his behind saying that, right? There are going to be games where we play the 76ers. There are going to be games where we play against the Nuggets. There are going to be games where we play against the Bulls, like the slower, sturdier centers.
Like Clippers.
Exactly. But Orlando, again, without Paolo Banchero, Gary Harris, without Franz Wagner, without Isaacs, we almost lost that game. If not for a step-back three from Damian, which, quite honestly, I did not expect, because Damian looked cooked for a minute. I was screaming at his turnover at the very end. I don't know what's up with Damian's handles, so I'm going to move on from Brook, and I will say that if you're going to bring Chris Middleton in the fourth quarter, if you want him to be a difference maker, then put the ball in his hands and have Damian come off the ball.
I agree.
Right? That off the ball three, that one of the threes that went down and it was smooth, that was him. The turnovers, I don't know if he's too small, but people blitzing him, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Like there's like a scouting report out on him right now. But I'm not gonna like majorly kill Damian because it was his points that really got us over the finish line at the very end. And then of course him being absolute money from the free throw line when we needed him to be. Ajax, I know it's a work in progress, but if you do not work on your offense, brother, you cannot be in these games. They're taking you out. They're taking you out, and we needed your defense, right? You saw what we were left with. Gary Trent Jr., we're up by 5 points. The only way that they can even make this remotely close is if someone like Gary Trent Jr. fouls on a three in the closing moments of the game. What are we doing?
I'm gonna call back on that only for one simple thing. The NBA wants these games to feel like playoff games. You do not call those type of fouls on a playoff game.
Right.
That is the same things that they're doing with Dame, where Dame does the same exact move, no call.
Facts.
But let's say I bought into that. Let's say I bought into that. You know how they couldn't possibly call that foul? As if Gary Trent Jr. says, "There's no way I'm touching a 3-point shooter if we're up by 5 points. You can shoot all threes you want. I'm not even touching. Hands down by my side. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing it." And he knew he screwed up. So there are times when it's like our guys, they are operating so much on instinct. I need more problem solvers out on the court. I love that they're playing hard. I need guys to start playing smart. I need for more than a couple of guys on this team to start playing smart basketball. You cannot put yourself in a position where you are fouling a 3-point shooter where points are at a premium in the closing moments of the game. You can't do it. You can't do it. If Brook is one of the things that I will defend him on, if he's coming out to someone who's penetrated into the paint, if he steps out of the paint, there is someone who is supposed to rotate to where he's at. How many times does he leave that vacant and people like Giannis was yelling at y'all after a while?
Right.
How many
exactly. They had him mic'd up.
Guys,
but again, this goes back to what I keep saying. We're not I love this team. Like everybody else who watches this pod will love this team, right? But we are not a fundamentally sound basketball team. We don't do the little things. We don't box out. We don't do any of that stuff. We win on
Because
grit and determination. Is not being we're an older team. We should be playing smarter. And I just don't understand why we just like those are mental mistakes. You know, I watched one of play, I can't remember where it was. At the end of the third, where he just got that layup and nobody moved at all. They just let him come down the lane. Like, all right,
look,
this is what I be
I'll go
saying.
you one
We're
better.
not a high IQ basketball team, and we need to become one if we're gonna beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're gonna beat the Boston Celtics. We have to
If we're
have
gonna
high
beat
IQ.
Orlando, if we're gonna beat Orlando, that wasn't Orlando that we just played.
Right.
That was Suggs and their C string.
Right.
And
And
he
that
by
should be
himself almost
concerning.
beat us.
And that should be concerning.
That play that you're talking about, Gary Trent Jr., first of all, sat there and baited him and baited him and baited him and baited him. And the guy said, you know what? I'm faster than Gary Trent. Picked the
Right.
ball up and just ran right around him. Then watching that happen, everyone was like, what did Gary Trent just do? And no
Right.
one.
We don't have, it's like our synapses don't fire fast enough. It's like maybe we see what we should do, but our body don't move. Because like some of those offensive rebounds that they got today were egregious. It'd be 4 people right there. Nobody moving. We have to
Guys,
tighten up on so much stuff if we're going to be an elite team. Otherwise, we just going to be a middle of the road team, maybe get out the first round if we can't execute and we can't stop turning the ball over. 7 turnovers in the first quarter. You think if you do that against the Celtics, that might be 21 points.
we'll lose the game by 30 points. The
We
only
have to
reason we
figure out, we
didn't
have
lose
to
it.
tighten that up. That's ridiculous. That is just absolutely ridiculous. But go ahead, CJ. Then we'll go to pass and do a round robin. There's quite a few people in the chat. Hold on 1 second. Let me get Eliza's super chat before you go ahead there. Eliza, appreciate the $2 super chat. If we weren't high IQ, we wouldn't close out tough games. You're getting low
I don't
IQ
agree with
is
that at
why we
all.
were in a tough game. And we close out because Dame made
Right.
a spectacular shot that was not even within the offensive set. That was just an individual great play by a great player that is clutch. He does that. It's not like we were running plays down the stretch to execute. We were fumbling and mumbling all the way down the stretch and just happened to make enough plays to win. Let's not get
Big
that
fact.
confused.
And we
Yes,
love you a lot. But
right.
yeah,
Now yesterday or our last game, yes, we were executing down the stretch, and that's why we won. Today we just our star player made enough plays down the stretch to win that game. That's just what happened. We got to keep it real, and that's why you have a Damian Lillard. That's why you have a Giannis Antetokounmpo. When things aren't going all the way right, hey, they can pull it out and make something happen. Dame made something happen today down the stretch. It's just what it is. But it's on you, CJ.
Salute to everyone on the panel. Salute to everyone in the chat. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
It's all
What
good, bro.
I was just saying.
Shout
What
out for that
everyone is
cleanup.
expressing
Hey,
about
shout
this
out for that
game
cleanup.
is the reason why I was in the green room. All right.
It's all
So
good.
look,
You good, bro? Go ahead.
sorry I couldn't make the last stream because I was talking crazy about a player, which I'm gonna speak to him because I do think he deserves some love because this is a good ass team. I don't care if they don't have the certain type of players; they're still a good defensive team.
Right.
Bobby Porter showed up. I think we don't if he doesn't had a game
Oh,
like
we
he had
lose.
today.
Bobby, yeah, I said Bobby player of the
yes,
game.
We lose
Bobby
big fact.
MVP tonight.
1,000%.
For sure.
So, like we got to do something with Brook, but I don't know if we're gonna do it or not. It's just a matter of time. Is it when are we gonna say can we just put him on the bench and just put somebody else in the at the center? Matter of fact, put Giannis at the center because at this
Yes.
point,
Right.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the whole team got to run, but having teams having more than like what 12 offensive rebounds a night is too much.
Right. Way
It's too
too
much.
much. That was a
We
difference
can't
in the
win
game
games
why
and
this
teams
game
are
was
gonna have.
complete. We shot over 50%. They shot 40%. They only hit 6 threes. They were in this game because of hustle plays. Offensive
Exactly.
rebound is hustle plays. That's why they were in this game. That's what we don't do. We don't get hustle plays. And that's a fact. We gotta have somebody. You know who used to do that for us? That was Pat Connaughton's call to arms right there to get those loose balls, those energetic plays. We don't have anybody that does that for us. We don't have
We
anybody.
do.
We
I'll say this.
do.
We
Or
do.
Ajax does. I'll give
But the
Ajax that.
reason why is because we don't play Ajax, and this is why Doc Rivers need to actually play him more. Look, I get it. He is not going to take those type of shots. But at the same time, you see, we're lacking athleticism, we're lacking enthusiasm, and we're lacking people that are just gonna go after loose balls. We cannot have two people who is 7 foot and we still can grab rebounds in the paint.
Right.
Somebody got to do something. Somebody got to do something, and let alone Dame ain't gonna. He's gonna give you some of those pity rebounds that we may need, but no, that's not Dame.
Right.
That's why Ajax should be in the game. The only time Ajax should be really shooting is corner threes. He
Right.
needs to sit in the corner, but the thing is, he's so hard to do when he's that athletic. He shouldn't be
Right.
sitting in the
1 second,
But
CJ. I
that's
just want to get my man super chat here real quick so I don't forget. Hold on, CJ. Maurice, appreciate the $10 super chat. Listening to the chat's input night after you games could clearly come to one conclusion. We are not a well-coached team. We have talent, but Doc is not getting the most out of any player. Wow. Okay. All right. Salute. Hey, I can understand why you coming like that. Salute to Maurice. You stay spitting. Salute. Go ahead, CJ, then we'll address that. Go ahead, CJ.
I think I'll leave that the conversation with y'all because I had said that in the last stream I was on here about the coaching. But from all around, a dub's a dub. But this right here is a worry dub in my opinion because this is a team that's missing really, really, really important guys. But let alone the guy that I feel like will give our best player problems didn't play, Jonathan Isaac, because look, Wagner and then Wendell Carter Jr. They can't go. They're not going to hold Greek. They can't. Jonathan Isaac is the guy. He can play him pretty well. But that team, Orlando, is a team that I don't want. That's a team I don't want to play in the playoffs. If they
Agreed.
healthy, don't want to play them more than any team.
We won't be playing them.
But unfortunately, I'm worried about Dame, man. Before the those clutch shots, which we need him to do, any I don't know, any athletic guard who is sound gives Dame problems. Because from Dyson Daniels to all the way from what's his name, Jalen Suggs, they keep blitzing Dame, and Dame is I don't know if it's way too passive, but I'm tired of them being nearly in the back court with setting screens. That should not be happening. To where they wasting 15 seconds on the shot clock.
That's true.
Being
That's true.
backcourt trying to set. No, that needs to stop. That's bad
point.
offense altogether. But we gotta do. All we gotta fix is just really the rebounding. We just gotta fix the rebound. It's been the most consistent problem.
Yep, agreed.
Last year heading on to this year, we gotta fix it immediately. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose games because of that. Because we're allowing teams getting second to third chance buckets. So we gotta limit that. But I'm gonna go away because this game is just too stressful. This was a stressful game to watch. I'm gonna be honest.
Appreciate you tapping in, CJ. Appreciate you, bro. Oh man, CJ, I'm gonna tap you in. Then we're gonna do a round robin, and then we're gonna get the rest of the gentlemen in here. What up, Bleacher Report boss? What's good, sir?
What's up, man?
So let's start with pass and go to one of our veteran members here, analyst Dr. Smith. What's good, sir? Start with you, pass the stats man. What's going on? What's going on, pass?
Undefeated, never lost. Darvin Ham in the in-season tournament.
Man, pass. I'm mad at you. I thought you was gonna come with the real stat. You know what the real
that is
stat
a real
is?
stat, though.
No. But
that
you
is
know
a real
what the
stat.
real stat is? Number 9 had 4 assists. We're undefeated when number 9 has 4 assists.
I was gonna get to that one.
Okay. I'm just making sure you on your job. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
The Darvin Ham one's more funnier.
Maurice, appreciate you spinning the block and give the $10 super chat. Orlando's an extremely well-coached team. Even without their star players, they competed hard and executed on offense and defense. The Bucks have no clue what we're running at. Hold on 1 second. The Bucks have no clue what we're running at the end of games. Woo! Hey, Maurice.
That too. That's very accurate.
Bro,
It's
I
I'll keep it.
got to inject real quick because one thing I did not like in that second half is they had Ajax playing, and he was standing. He didn't know what to do. He was just like, they gave him the ball. He should shot the ball right there for another three because it's wide open. But he didn't know what to do. He's looking around, and then Doc was like, "Timeout, get him out the game
And then pull him out the
immediately."
game. Yeah.
Right.
Immediately. Like, Ajax can't do that, man. Like, that's the problem we have. We got guys not know what to do. Like, what I'm doing. No, they want you in the game. The guard Scales. What's his name? They want to guard him, and it seemed like he didn't want to just shoot. Like, he's the offensive liability. He's just a liability. I'm sorry. The Pronte been on him constantly. Now I'm like, I saw my own eyes just 2 minutes back in the game, gave up 4 points. I'm like, you cannot have a guy that can't even take a shot because he's scared. He's
Right.
scared of the moment. I mean, this is the first time I see Bobby Portis play in the high percentage game.
Against a somewhat quality team. Right. Facts.
I mean, I
Facts.
know first out, but this is a huge game. Like, this is the go to the semis, and he showed up. But Ajax, I don't know, man. But it was just too much looking around, standing around, not moving the ball, not running around. Everybody just standing there. That was the other problem. It wasn't like the match really doing things special.
Right.
They were just
They
not
wasn't
running around.
no. They were called. They called what we call hustling. They were hustling. That's what they were doing. It's hustling, playing hard, leaving it on the floor, and not trying to give the game away like we were doing. But look, hey, Pass, can I get your last word so I can just cycle some other people in here as well?
Yeah. Look, Orlando's team is an elite defense. I think they're number 3 or 2. They're top 5. I know that for sure. With or without Franz and Wagner. Without Franz Wagner and Paolo. That being said, Giannis is killing them boys.
Yeah.
Other than the turnovers, he played a near perfect game where you want him to be. Especially a team like this. Other than the turnovers. Because the turnovers are terrible. But they fixed that issue afterwards. So I'm not too worried about that. I think they'll be fine if they do. I know some of you guys are a little worried if we play them in the playoffs. I don't think it's too much to worry about, only because this isn't Orlando's not really a team that shoots threes, and if they do, they just have to force it. That's not something we have to worry about so much.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I wouldn't really care too much. Like, I think we can still beat them in a series with healthy.
Right.
It's more so. Will it be longer than expected? Yeah, it probably will go 7 or 6 games. But I do think we'll win. But those games are gonna be close.
Right.
It's just simple thing is, look, our team has more experience in playoffs and matters to a degree.
I agree. No, I agree.
And I do think, and again, Chris will probably be better offensively. He won't have a 0-point Chris game again.
Right.
This isn't something that's normal for us.
I agree.
So that's really all I have to say.
Appreciate you.
I was gonna find some tweets, but I can't find them right now. They got lost.
All right. And you found tab back in. All right. Appreciate you, Fad. Shout out to Jersey. All right. Let me go in order here. All right. What up, Pronte? Hey, B-Shack, tap back in. I lost you there, sir. Go ahead, Pronte. You on mute. There
What
you go.
Y'all?
What up?
Salute.
What y'all think? Game was great, amazing. No.
I'll take it.
We won.
Right.
That's what I'll take from it. We won.
I'll take it.
So we played winning basketball.
The chest was pounding, bro. The chest was pounding.
We played winning basketball again.
We won.
Yeah, we won, man.
Look at those faces. Y'all looking like, man, I don't know about all that. Winning basketball. That didn't feel like a winning basketball team.
Oh, man.
I feel like, man, look, the Bucks won. That's all you had. I mean, I think that, like, give Orlando defense some credit. You know what I mean? They're a defensive team. I feel like that's the game you were going to get anyway.
Yep.
Because they're going to play deep. One thing they're going to do is play deep. That's the advantage of having a defensive team. instead of an offensive team because you could be in any game,
Right.
even if you deserve to be in it. You know what I mean? So they made it defensive. They got some good defensive guards.
And they got length on that team. They got length and athleticism.
They got length. They got everything. They got a good team. Like we don't have we don't have the right mix to match that team a little bit. Like we still beat them.
But I think we do. I just think that Doc is just so reluctant to do it.
Yeah. That lineup. Remember that lineup I told you that I keep having problems with? That Dame, Brook, Bobby, AJ Green lineup. I do not understand. If they're not shooting the ball lights out, that's a stupid lineup.
It's a walking minus. That lineup is a minus.
Because
it's an instant minus. Instant minus.
The defense is gonna be so bad with that lineup. If they're not knocking down 15 threes in like 5 minutes, don't put that lineup in. Because who's getting rebounds? Who's getting rebounds in that lineup but Bobby Portis? You know what I mean? Like Brook Lopez, he should be having negative rebounds. Like he should have a negative rebound stat for Brook. Brook Lopez refuses to rebound a basketball. I've never saw that in the NBA or at basketball.
And I don't understand it, Pronte. I don't get it because
he doesn't want to rebound.
You got two 7-footers that give you two different things, right? Giannis is lightning, Brook is thunder, right? So if Giannis can out-jump somebody and get up and down quicker, then Brook is supposed to get in there and be kind of like a powerhouse and establish position. But when have you seen him establish position against anybody? Be a point guard. He's not going to establish position.
Brook Lopez just wants to shoot 3-pointers.
Right.
And that's all clearly that's what all he really wants to do. Like, I'm sorry, but that's what I saw. A man that he don't even want to rebound. Brook Lopez does not want to rebound the ball. That's why he's not getting rebounds. He runs from rebounds.
Right.
It's the craziest thing I ever seen.
Or does a tap when he can get a rebound. He tapping the ball to the other team for a three.
He taps it to somebody else. It's like, you don't want to rebound? It just blows my mind to watch Brook Lopez play. But I've noticed that they don't put Brook Lopez in at the end of the game.
Yeah,
because they want to win the game. Because they want to win the game. They want to win the game. If you want to win, you can't put an automatic bucket for the other team in the game. And that's why they can't just, let's pick and roll, switch, Brook Lopez. You know what I mean? And bucket. So they take that lineup and they put Bobby Portis in. Now, is Bobby Portis a good enough defender? Apparently better than Brook Lopez. I mean, because at least he defensive rebounds. You know what I mean? Brook Lopez doesn't even defensive rebound.
Jesus Christ.
So
let me get these two super chats real quick. Hold on 1 second. Jesus Christ. Maurice, appreciate the $10 super chat. And spinning the block again. Ajax can jump over a semi-truck all vertical, but won't drop step and dunk the damn ball when he catches it 3 feet away from the rim. Today's players are not more skilled than players of the 90s or 2000. Hey, my man is spitting today. Salute. Hey, can we get some likes for Maurice? Maurice has been spitting. Hey, Pass, appreciate the $2 super chat. Brook is a shooting guard forced to play center. That's what it looked like. I know you being funny. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I know that's funny, but it's not really, because that's how I feel.
I don't find it funny at all. I'm offended. I get offended. Like, bro, if you don't grab that rebound, it's offensive in many ways. Like, what are you doing?
Him and Dame average the same amount of rebounds. Let that sink in.
This is crazy. It's crazy to watch.
If you want to go against these top teams, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. You need to sit. You need to sit Lopez down when you need to sit him down. Like, you can't just go in there and have him go against the athletic bigs.
Nah, I mean, but Doc, we was up 10. Doc
10 points. That was my point. You up 10
points. That trash lineup in the game, like they was finna do something, and that lead evaporated.
That's what we said. That's what we said.
I was like, who was telling Doc to make that a lineup?
I will give Doc credit, Jen. So if you're talking about credit, I'll give him credit when he went to the zone when we were having issues and slowed the Magic right up. So yes, he did make a great coaching decision in that third quarter going to that zone. And that's when we went on that run and we got some stops.
Mr.
So
Cool,
that was good.
Mr. Cool, right? He's right. What's up with Torian Prince?
We've been
Does he-
asking all day. You tell us. We don't.
Like,
He's not
he
even
is not
shooting.
even trying to shoot the ball. I don't. Did he shoot the ball again?
He took one shot, 1 3, 20 minutes, no points.
Like, what is he
Is he
doing?
still
Like,
sick?
what did he have that he can play 20 minutes and refuse to shoot the ball? What sickness is that? What sickness is that? That's not sick. He not sick. He just clown. He a clown. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
You
just
are
clown
hot. You're
basketball.
shooting threes at a high clip.
Like,
I will
what
be
is he
pulling left and right. Torian Prince, what are you doing
sick
out
or
here?
not? I mean, I've seen players play sick and still shoot the ball. What are we talking? Like, that don't even make sense. He's played 20 minutes in a game.
I'm gonna say this: if you sick, don't play.
That's
How
what I
about
said
that?
last.
That's it.
Don't
Just
play.
simple. Just
That's
simple.
what I said. God laughed at
And
me when
you
I said
spreading
that. You
germs
sick,
all
you
through
shooting up.
Fiserv. I don't want all of that.
Man, look.
Look,
He got him and Ajax got Giannis shooting threes now. And we don't want that. Ajax forced Giannis to shoot a three because he wide open in the middle of the lane, won't shoot the ball. Like, dog.
No, don't encourage that.
That's why he said timeout. He said timeout, get you out, get him out.
He said timeout, bro.
Yeah,
You gotta go. You forcing Giannis to shoot threes because you sitting here in the middle of the lane won't go up and just try
Fair
to finish.
point, Scales.
I mean, I don't understand Ajax sometimes. I don't understand it. I mean, he's playing himself out of the game.
Right.
Absolutely. Like, bro, just go. They don't even care if you miss. Just go for the layup. Be aggressive towards the ball.
Dump the ball.
And I think we need to perfect playing the zone because I think that can help us and kind of hide our lack of athleticism.
Again,
if we can execute the zone right, I think we start to have problems. We should rely on going to the zone, but we need to understand how to play a zone because I do like how that is throwing teams off, and that way players don't have to be always scrambling. They're just covering an area. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
They need to do something up though, because if you have a guy, because the scout report, Scales will love me for this because I actually scouted up the Magic and they was like, okay, they're not going to shoot. They're going to shoot the threes, but they percentage threes is not high at all. So they mostly go inside on you. They're not going to. They're going to mostly try to blitz Dame, take away, try to put bodies on Giannis. They said that they was going to just try to hustle the Bucks. That was their game plan. That's what I heard from their side, before the game. And I was seeing what the Bucks are actually going to handle that. And for a little bit, the Bucks doing what they wanted to do. They weren't shooting threes, but they was going in that side on Brook. They was killing Brook.
They were killing him.
Bro,
they were killing him. Look, and I know for me, just to add, because I'm gonna get up out of here real quick, right? Just to add my 2 cents, right? I see people like saying, well, we can't play Giannis for the center. We're already playing him too many minutes and whatnot. Look, you can. What I'm asking for our coach, who I did think actually coached well tonight because he identified the problem and didn't just let it kill. He eventually said, Brooke, come on down here and sit down next to me, right? You know what I mean? Is that small ball center. Small ball center, right? And that's not for the entire game. That could be for the majority of the game. It could be against their starters. And then when you just match up better. But when you see Brook is out there getting put right in the middle of a frying pan, don't sit there and let the hard work, the hard-earned lead that we got just evaporate in like seconds. He came on and got eaten in seconds. It was so fast. It was so fast. You want to get mad at Giannis playing minutes, it doesn't matter what rotation you had in at that point. Brook had to come right back out. And Giannis had to go in because Brook being in there was a victim. This is not the jump. He's a victim. He's just getting victimized. Every time he gets on the court, the Law and Order music should be playing. Dun, dun, like every single time. Every single time. It doesn't get better than this. The Knicks
but you know
or
what, though?
Atlanta. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're right. Because Brook is bad. Like, he's an automatic. He's been the reason why we can't beat elite teams. To be honest with you, he's been the reason why we can't beat elite teams because in the clutch that was an automatic bucket. So to Doc credit, he took Brook out in the clutch.
He took him out, yeah.
And it's because we lost a lot of games last year because Brook was in the game. And they would just switch and
And
they
guess,
still
and guess what?
they would finish the game on Brook.
Right.
But
And
at the end of the
guess
day,
what?
the Bucks have a personnel issue, and we know it. Because even if you put Giannis at the 5, there's still not enough athleticism to rebound the basketball. And that's the
Agreed.
problem. That's the real problem. Ajax will be that person, but he doesn't. His offensive game is so limited, you can't keep him in the game. So that's the real problem. You still don't have a person that's going to go back and get the rebound, even if Giannis boxes out. So who's getting the rebound? Who's chasing down the rebound if you don't play your youth? If
Right.
you don't get a little younger, it's just not going to work because Middleton's falling every time he gets the ball. Middleton's on the
Facts.
ground a lot in 3 games. And we know we've seen that story before. Like, dude falls a lot. And I'm looking like, uh-oh. When is he gonna be injured? Because he's getting knocked down like every other play. And I
Correct.
know what that means over the course of the year. So, but he's playing okay. You know, he's stabilizing the team, but he's getting locked. But when are we gonna get a younger, serviceable player?
In
That's
the
what
off
we need. We
season.
need it. Because we gotta put Brook on the bench at some point in the game and say, okay, Brook, you are not making threes. We know you don't rebound. This is not your game. This is not your game. We need to go small. This team is athletic. We're playing Atlanta. We're playing New York. We got to switch up
Right.
on them. We can't. This is not your game.
Hey, he's spinning right now, ladies and gentlemen.
And
Carry
at the
on,
end of the
Conte.
day, that's just, and we're not going to win a championship until we have a personnel change. And we keep saying we can't do it, then we might be stuck. Because
So
there ain't
let
no
me
way.
ask you this. Let me ask you this, right? It's New York and Atlanta playing in the next game, right? So either or,
Yep.
they present the same problem. Either or, right? We beat them and we're in the championship against the teams in the West, right? Am I mistaken on that? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Who's still in it in the West? Because I'm watching the Thunder and the Mavericks. Do you think
Yeah.
it gets any easier with either one of those teams? Who's the other
True.
2 teams?
Oh,
Who
hell
are
I'd
the other
no.
2
rather
teams?
play the Mavericks, but
No.
not easier.
But it's the same problem. You think that center on the Mavericks might do it worse than what we saw tonight?
I mean, the problem with the Mavericks is their guards are about as terrible defending as ours. So we got a little advantage because their guards are pretty soft. So you got
For
Kyrie.
sure.
So,
I'm just talking about what they could do to Brook.
OKC, no.
I'm just talking about what they could do to Brook. I'm just
Right.
talking about what they could do to Brook. Like the small ball, it's good. We saw what Karl Anthony Towns did to Brook earlier. That was brutal to watch, right? He got pulled out of that game. He couldn't
We
do it
just
against
watched. We just
Atlanta.
watched what he did. Nick Claxton was cooking Brook.
Yeah.
That just happened. Let's not forget. We don't got to go back that far. Last game, Nick Claxton was. Hey, Nick Claxton was out there looking like a young Tim Duncan on Brook.
Look, this is me not saying like I'm jumping up and down on Brook. Let's rewind the tape. I remember when Brook was out with a back injury and his team hurt and they suffered. I appreciate Brook for everything that he's done for Milwaukee. He was one of the major reasons that we got a championship.
Agreed.
But it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Be honest, Dr. Smith, in order to make Brook really playable and super effective, we would have to have more athleticism on the court at
Correct.
the other positions, and that's what we don't have either.
And that's why he gets exposed so quickly.
Yeah, because we had to have more athleticism at the guard position, at the wing position for that to happen, for him to be serviceable. You know what I mean? Because then we can hide him in the switch. We can cover for Brook. We have slow-footed guards in some ways, especially at least defensively we do. You know what I mean? So we're not getting over there to help Brook in time. Or this game, we can blame Brook, but the guards were getting ran past. They were running past those guards like too easy, just walking right past. I'm like, dog, y'all ain't gonna stand for nobody, huh? Suggs is like that. We telling me Suggs is like that? I don't think Anthony Black is like that.
Nah.
Like, come on, y'all. It ain't like that. Like, no, that's a
I
backup
mean,
guard.
yeah, I agree. I agree for sure. We definitely have to figure some things out. I'm seeing some comments in the section. Please don't act like Giannis could play five. He'd get eaten. Brook is getting eaten.
What are you? What is
What
the
are we
difference?
talking about? Brook is getting eaten. The only
He's
time
getting
that the
the
game
line.
stabilized is when Giannis went in there and played the five. That was when the game got stabilized. And this
That's a
isn't a
fair
Got
point.
one-time thing.
stabilized. We won the game because they took out Brook and put Bobby in. We did it the last 2 games, and that's why we won. It's not a secret. That's not a secret. They ended the game the last 7 minutes with Brook on the bench, and that's why. And we know that. Like, we saw that, and it worked. It worked. Now, is it good enough for an elite team? No. Bobby's not a good enough defender for an elite team. I'm sorry. So he can space the court like Brook, but he ain't. What he gonna do? But get cooked slightly less.
But I wouldn't have him. I for sure wouldn't have him at the five because if there was anyone worse than Brook at the five on this team, it's Bobby Portis at the five. I think he might be serviceable still at the four defensively. But I mean,
Right.
it's not a good problem to have.
But
Certainly,
it's
this is not one of those good problems. But I know that it can't be. If Orlando just did this to Brook, Atlanta's going to do the
but
same thing.
maybe it's time to switch up. Maybe Bobby deserves to be starting next to Giannis.
That's what I was saying.
Well,
That's
it
what
can be. Yeah. Why not?
When I think about it, because Bobby gives you the same shooting as Brook, but with the difference between Bobby and Brook, they're both kind of poor defensively. Bobby's not blocking shots; he can switch a little better on the perimeter, right? Um, he rebounds the basketball. Brook does not rebound the basketball. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
your rebounding might increase. You just got to play more position. You're not gonna get the blocks, but you'll get the position of a basketball. But
Right.
you're gonna keep the shooting, you're gonna keep the offense, and then Bobby Lopez goes in the post, and that's the difference between him and Brook.
And
Bobby
that's a
Lopez
fact.
goes in the post, so your offense might be a little more fluid, But
He's spitting. He's spitting right now.
so, but
But
and
that's
then
what
but
I was
Brook is
saying before.
Monte,
That's what I
let me
was
ask you
saying
that.
before. You start the line, at least for right now, right? Until Chris is ready to reassume, and then you can kind of look at the lineup the way it is. And I'm not saying like for the people that who I think you feed into starting a little too much, right? Starting doesn't have to be static. Starting could be more fluid, right? That is going to be in the hands of a decision-making coach who doesn't look at it all one way. What I'm saying is small ball center. There are going to be games where Brook is a better uh, alternative starting at the center. But if he's going up against teams like this ain't it. And
Right.
it's not just this game.
yeah.
This is me biting my tongue. And this game was enough is enough. When you see an 8-point lead just evaporate like that in a game that mattered, that was Brook trying. Brook wasn't out there not trying. Brook was trying. He just can't. This is not a lack of effort. This is a lack of ability. He
Right.
can't. He can't
Hey,
do it
hey, Bleach
anymore.
Report. Let me tap you out for a second so I get Gibson in here before
Yeah,
you get
I
too
agree,
late.
Dr. Smith. He just can't do it. We've been there. You
Yeah,
get
give
older,
me a second. I'll
there's
tap you
certain
back
things
in.
you just can't do.
Yeah, I got
You
old.
really do it before, but you really can't do it now. And that's where Brook Lopez is at.
Bring him off the bench. I'm not saying you got to trade him or anything like that. Bring him off the bench in certain lineups. Start him in certain lineups. But if the game is moving towards faster lineups, which we just saw, again, just in this cup, it doesn't get any easier. The problem that Orlando gave to Milwaukee is going to be a problem reproduced with the other teams that you can expect to see. It doesn't get any easier. You got to really think about that. The mixing and matching, but yet to your point, and to the people who are saying that the wing defense it wasn't. I was saying that last game. Milwaukee's defense against the three is fill in the blank. Thank
Right.
goodness Orlando can't shoot the ball really good from
They
three
only
because it
hit
would have been
6
the
threes,
same.
and they were still in the game. 6 threes. They were still in the game because they were hustling.
By one player. What was it, Suggs? Probably
Right.
like
So,
four of
I
them.
mean, it's great. Hold on one second. More Maurice is funny for this. Maurice, appreciate you spending the block with the $10 super chat. If I go into a building and see a sign that says no smoking and I light up a cigarette, would you give me credit for putting it out? I can't give Doc credit for taking Brook out. He shouldn't be here. Yo, salute to Mr. Bahamas in the building as well. Salute, salute, salute.
Nah,
Salute, salute,
I don't agree,
salute to
Elijah.
Dr.
We just gonna have
Smith,
to agree to
Bronte,
disagree.
Amber,
I don't agree with you at all.
Daniel, Pastor
Love you anyway.
Mendo. I sorry guys, I didn't been on the last 2 live. I took a little 2-day vacation. I said let me give it a chat, a little break.
It's all good. We glad you back. Go ahead,
So
Gibson.
boy, watch that game with us in Atlanta, man. We told her we shot off with Boston. We shot ourselves in the foot with that game. But I saw a little piece of the game. I wasn't really watching the game today. I saw a little piece. Brook, I don't think he have it no more. Amber. We have to move on from Brook. Brook, we thank you for your service, what you did in the city of Wisconsin. I think it's time for you to pack your bags and you go somewhere else, and we need to get somebody who could defend the ball much better. Bucks is giving up too much wide open shots, and our guys have to be more aggressive and more better. Because when I watched that game, I couldn't believe it. I said, Orlando going to beat us? I said, oh no. I turned off the TV. When I turned, I said, we got to play better, Amo. We got to play better. Like what I always said in the chat, the guys on this team have to play with heart. They have to play of a heart of a champion.
That's
you
fair.
cannot go there half stepping. You have to come prepared. Everybody have to be on point. If you see the 3 ball is not falling, go to the cup and get a 2. The 2 is it can count. You can't just
Right,
jack
it
up
does count. Right. I feel you. Go ahead, Gibson.
So what I would love the John Horse to do this on, I know it's on the 15th or coming in February. We have to move some pieces in order to beat that Boston team. You can't go into the playoff with that same team we got there.
We can't look for a trade to save us, bro. That second apron is it's gonna have to be coaching. We're gonna have to have some real coaching. We got this Voltron coaching staff. They need to start doing something. They need to start getting schemes to take advantage of the players we have. You saw that my man Maurice mentioned, even though the Orlando Magic were undermanned, they were missing all of their best players for the most part.
Right.
We had 2 top 75 players on our team, and we still struggle with this team. The only difference is coaching. They were well coached, well disciplined. Yeah. We had to earn that win, and we needed hero ball from Dame.
Well, I feel like it's not coaching, it's system.
System. Well, that's still the coach creates the system.
Not the same. Coaching systems are not the same. You know what I mean? Like systems is like Bud had a system. You see what I'm saying?
What up, 78?
He implemented his system. But when it comes to X's and O's in close games, he didn't have it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He didn't have it. He couldn't alter his system to make it work. With I'm seeing out of Orlando, they got a good defensive system. And that coach is really hard on their defensive system, just like Tibbs.
That's fair.
But Doc is a coach, but he has no system. He's real fluid with his system. Like, and that's why you get games like this where, you know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, like you had a solid system. Everybody knew what they do. You can plug a player in and put another player in. They know exactly what they're supposed to do in that role. That's not how Doc coaches. He brings another player in and then changes to make the system around that team. You know what I mean? Now they switching now. You know, instead of just keeping the same. You know, because this player not in, then he is more interchangeable based on his players. So, you know. That will set up. That's why everything is rough. You know what I mean? Look, Milton comes in, it's rough again. You know, people don't know their roles. Doc has to figure out the system for the players, but he doesn't have a set system, and that's really kind of some of the problem with Doc's little philosophies because he doesn't implement a system that he knows what he's going to do.
Exactly, Scales.
He don't know what he gonna do day in day out. I feel like he doesn't know, and that's why he just experiments. You know what I mean?
And
That's
that's
why
the
you see that
problem. Like
lineup.
we
That's
ain't
why you
no
see that
science
rotation.
project, man. Like,
That's why we see a lineup with not athletic players in. But he probably in this here say, "Ooh, they probably can shoot threes."
right,
Like there's a number of 3-point shooters in, but then he doesn't think like, how are we gonna rebound a basketball? What
right.
we gonna do when we blow past Bobby and Brooke? Well, and then
Hmm.
it's like you're a
It's just
player.
certain things. It's just certain things we can't account for. It's
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like with the Packers, right? We have two outside linemen that are supposed to be taking a second year jump, and they can't get to the quarterback. That makes everything collapse. It's like certain things you can't
Correct.
account for, right? You
Correct.
can't account for someone who's 7 foot tall, that big, and you can't get rebounds. That's part of the
Look,
problem,
that's
right?
Gibson. That's Gibson thing, right? All that.
That's part of the
the
problem,
thing
right?
is,
So,
he
That's my
can
boy
get
Gibson right
rebounds.
there.
He's
but
refusing to rebound.
but
He
but
doesn't want
also to
rebound.
I mean, but
That's
that's part of it.
embarrassing now,
Can't,
but
won't, not getting it. I mean, that's part of the problem. To one of the things that Elijah was saying that I do agree with is that I think the problem is twofold. If we're comparing our defense to Orlando's defense, right? Orlando to me out there looked like the Baltimore Ravens, where they were all defense, just enough
Yeah.
offense, right? Uh,
Oh
um,
yeah.
that's who they look like to me. They have a
Mhm.
good system, but they also have players that they could plug into that system that makes the system even better. Everyone has length.
Yeah.
Everyone is fast. Everyone can jump. With those pieces, you can implement a better system. When you don't have those pieces, you have to implement a system that caters to the guys you have. This is what we were saying last year and the year before that. Too often, you don't cater to our strengths. You have to cater to our weaknesses, right?
Right.
Can't play a switch in defense because Brook can't
Move. Yeah.
operate all that well outside of a
So
drop, right?
then what does
That's
that
not
That's
mean?
what I'm
operating
saying.
from
That's coaching.
And what does that
that's not
mean? That
operating
means we
strength, that's
automatically
operating
have to
out of
play drop, right?
right.
That
That's what
means
I'm
when
saying.
Brooks in the
So
game,
it's
we're tipping our hand. We're playing drop automatically, right? So
so you're operating out of a position of if we're playing chess, right? You're
yeah,
operating out of a position of weakness versus strength. We're doing what we have to versus doing what we want to, and then you have other teams that are going out and they're getting the pieces that allow them to do more what they want to
Want to instead of what they
versus what
can.
they
Right.
have to, right?
Right.
To the credit of the guys out on the perimeter, here's what I'm seeing. I am seeing guys staying in front of the ball better than we were before. Because last
Right.
year, if that's what I'm comparing it to, last year we were tragically flawed. Tragically flawed. Could not stay in front of the guy for anything, right?
Right.
I don't think that we're 100% where we would like to be, but I think we're better than we were. I do like AJ Green's ability to stay in front of the ball. I do like Ajax's ability to stay in front of the ball. You're right when it comes to the criticism of Torian Prince. I don't know why he's not in the game in the very end. I don't think he's as good as the previous guys mentioned, but I do think that he was better than Jay Crowder. That was the guy
Right.
that he was brought
oh
in.
yeah, for
So
sure,
we're doing better, right? But
Mhm.
it isn't 100% where we would like to be. It's
Mhm.
better than we were, but you cannot continue to keep hiding players on defense. You can't. We're already doing that with Dame. Dame makes up for it with otherworldly offense when you need it. Now, it's not otherworldly all the time. We saw
Yeah.
that in this game. But in the very end, he made up for it with some key shots. When is Brook ever making up for it with his offense? One time, he faked the three, put the ball on the court, took it into the paint, and slammed it like a grown man. And I thought I was going to get myself shouted out of the housing community when he did that. Because when he went up there with the ball, no one can go up there with him. So why
Facts.
don't you do that more often, Brook? Please. That's an unguardable play. No one can go up there with you. Why don't you do
I
that more?
I
Once
just
I
want to
got
say
you, Gibson.
something.
Go ahead, Gibson.
I just want to say something, right, Mr. Smith, compared to what you're saying. Broke just is a lazy big 7 footer. I mean, you as the tallest fella on the court. Dunk the damn ball. Stop jacking up a bunch of threes like a big moron. Dunk the ball like a big man. I
Or
hate
he's
it.
older.
Pisses me off so much when he Mr. Smith, he get me surrounded when I say you want to start and shoot a tree. Don't do that. Go to the cup and post up and dunk the ball.
Oh, he's
You
older.
moron.
Oh, he's older because in the beginning of the season, what I'll say is this:
Gibson.
we were 2-8. One of the best players that we had in helping us dig out was Brook.
Right.
And when we were 2-8, but it's that early, that in the season, having to dump the gas tank, that like, because he was one of the first guys down on the ground getting the ball and
Right.
whatnot, and I gave him props for doing that. Right? It's just, look, again, if you're having to hide him on defense,
Facts, Emerson.
then that's a problem. I heard somebody like scream on me,
Let's be
scream
honest.
at us just now, saying that we won. Listen, all of us are happy that we won the game, right?
Yeah.
But if we're only ever going to talk about, hey, we won the game, there are no problems or whatever, then we're not accurately looking at the game, and that's what we all come here to do. We come here to commiserate, put our little bit of knowledge that we have. It's going to get harder from here. It's going to get harder from here, whether it's the Knicks or the Hawks or the whomever, the Thunder or the Mavericks. It's going to get harder from here.
Right. Hold on one
Those
second.
teams-
My man Maurice is getting that Pronte. Hold on.
He don't have a system though.
Hold on one second.
That's the thing. He doesn't have a system.
Hey, Maurice, appreciate you spinning the block with the $5 super chat.
Trying to be
Who's
nice.
responsible for implementing a system for a team? The coach. Come on, Pronte, you breaking my heart, man. Shaking my head. Then he spent the block again. Appreciate the $10 super chat. A coach's job is 1, evaluate the talent on the team. 2, have the staff maximize the talent. 3, implement a system based on the strengths and talent of the team. Doc ain't done none of those.
No. See, he misread what I said. There are different coaches, though.
Right.
There are different type of coaches in this league, and we know that.
But I get what you're saying, though, Maurice. That's an absolute fact. From
I mean,
your
I get what
perspective,
you're
I
saying,
get
Maurice.
it.
Like, yeah, I know I'm being nice on Doc, but I'm being nice. I'm trying to give us some hope for later in the year. Maybe he figures it out and gives us a system that fits this team. But he doesn't have his own system that he brings to the table. He doesn't have one, and that's what I'm seeing. So he does anything. So, and that's why we get stupid lineups in the game, because he just experiments with anybody. So let's see what this gonna do. Oh, that he ain't gonna work.
Like a little kid. What that do? Well,
yeah, so I'm hoping by the end of the year he figures out his rotations and the schemes they're gonna bring and what they can do, and then solidifies his system, because I don't know what we do. So, that's why I said it. I know what Bud did. We know what he's gonna do. He don't care who he running a drop.
Right.
You know what I mean? I kind of know what Tibbs gonna do. He gonna run his players to the ground no matter what they're doing. So, defensively. So, they'll be injured by the end of the year. All. So, I'm never worried about the Knicks. I think 3 of them got injured yesterday. So, but my thing is Brooks.
3 of them got injured on the Knicks.
I mean, they went down with injuries during the game. Cat went down. Brunson went down. I mean, but that's Tibbs. Like, that's a Thibodeau team. That's one of his features. Run you down to the nubs.
Yeah, he breaks people.
Right. Okay, I see y'all in the chat. Hold on, let me get a couple of these comments. Y'all saying, why are we expecting a rebounder, a non-rebounder to rebound? Dre West and Mr. Cool, he's 7 foot. We should expect that.
Yeah.
That's just like me, like somebody looking swollen, Jack, and can't bench 225. How does that possible? How does that make sense? It don't make sense. That's all we saying. We understand he doesn't do it. It just doesn't make sense. And that further puts us at a disadvantage when our big man can't rebound. That's the problem.
It's not even that. He refuses to rebound. I've never seen a player refuse to rebound. I don't care how tall they were. They don't refuse to rebound. This guy refused to rebound. He's 7'2". What do you got?
I got you, Gibson.
All right, well, I can't stay on the chat too long. I got a little work to go do, but
okay.
I appreciate the effort the Bucks put in, but they have to play more better. This game ain't supposed to be no close game. We were supposed to put a beating on this Magic team. See, this is the problem right here. What I have with this Bucks team, you cannot let teams hang around too long. You're supposed to put them away from the second quarter. You're
Yeah,
supposed to
fair point, man, Orlando.
start getting pedal to the metal, start putting your foot on their neck. You take their momentum from them. When the third quarter came, you don't give them no life. That's where we have our superstars and good rest, and our young guys can get some minutes to play. But my last concern I would like to say before I go, I need to have a conversation with Doc Rivers, wondering why isn't Tyler Smith is playing? Why isn't Tyler Smith cannot get some of Brook Lopez's minutes? Why? Let's see a young
Yeah,
guy like that.
and
Go
Gibson,
ahead.
I agree because it's like Brook Lopez don't need to be playing that many minutes if we anyway. Like, why are we playing him so
Right.
many minutes anyway? Because he's older. He's an older player. Doesn't he need
So
to be ready for the end of the year?
He
Or he's like,
trying to find any way to put this man on.
I'm serious. Like he's the oldest player. He might be the oldest player we got.
No, you
Don't you
right.
need to
so
rest his knees for the end of the year when you might need him? We might need him to get low one game. And he done burned it out in the first 10 games of the season. Like we need to
so
preserve Brooks for the end of the year. I'm just saying, let's come on, Doc.
I'm
Come on, Doc.
I'm out. Salute to the chat.
Appreciate you,
Salute
Mr.
to
Bahamas.
everybody.
Hey, leave us with your you gotta leave us with your catchphrase, bro. Let's
Salute
go.
to Dr. Smith. Salute to Bronte. Salute to Amber. Peace and love and respect and harmony to everyone in the chat. To my
Salute.
great fans in the city of Wisconsin. Salute to y'all and good night. Peace out.
All right. Shout out to Mr. Bahamas in the
Salute,
building.
salute.
All
I
right,
sure
I just got one
appreciate.
question, y'all. What do y'all think Dame is doing out there? Like, what is his
I
philosophy?
think so. I
Hold on
think
one second.
this.
I got a question for both of y'all that somebody got in the chat. I thought it was a really good question. D. Smith said, "Am I the only one who notices that Dame plays better with Ajax is on the floor and Giannis plays better with AJ Green on the floor?"
Oh, that's interesting because uh Doc switched that completely up. And I'm looking like you need Ajax on the floor in that lineup. I was thinking like you don't need AJ Green in that lineup with Brook and Bobby. You need Ajax in that lineup with Brook and Bobby.
Right.
And Dame. And you need to switch that lineup and put but Doc,
I think that's an interesting point. I can see where they going with that. You agree with that, Dr. Smith, with that take?
Well, I
yeah.
mean, the way Pronte just put it just now, you would have to have better defense with those
Correct.
first three, right?
And
So
somebody that can
Ajax
move,
gives
somebody
that
with energy.
amount.
It's the energy because Giannis is gonna give you the energy on that lineup, and
Right.
then you got Ajax that's a lot of energy. So I see you gonna overwhelm with energy, but then you lose a lot of spacing. Well, the lineup with Doc, Bobby, all them slow people, you gonna need
Yeah, you put too many like players together. Yeah,
too many
Right.
like
that's why.
players. You need Ajax in that lineup so he can get those rebounds, so y'all can get out and actually shoot those threes. He can
Hey,
slow down the
Pat
guard.
said that he appreciate $2 super chat, Pat. He said, "I watched Herd games finally. Tyler Smith was hooping. I bet he was hooping. I know. I have a feeling he's way better than we think. He just got to get his opportunity."
See, but so to like the system questions and kind of to what you were asking about Dame, right? Here's how I think Doc coaches, right? Obviously, basketball, you have set plays that people run, right? You see a
Right.
lot of really well drawn up plays coming out of timeouts, you know what I mean, coming out of the half, maybe like the first 3 or 4 plays of the game or whatever, scripted. But basketball very quickly gets into read and react, right? It's not like football. Football, set play, stop, set play, stop, set play, stop, right? Basketball is way more fluid than that. And so at the very beginning of the year, Doc raised eyebrows when he said that he wants these guys' IQ to go up and he wants them to learn how to play basketball. And I don't know this for sure, but what I think he meant was that he wanted guys to get better at the problem solving outside of called plays when the game is free flowing and moving, right?
Okay.
If you're not calling set plays, at the very end of the game is when you see people going into this ISO ball stuff, right? Dame shooting Hail Mary threes, fading away and whatnot. Why? Because it's not a set play. So what do I know how to do, right? This is when you see guys maybe looking possibly confused at the very end of it because there's no actual physical placing in placing players where they need to be, right? Now, I don't know right now if that is a positive or a negative, right? Because the positive side of it is that it is raising IQ for certain players. There are certain guys who are getting better at the problem solving. They're not 100% there,
Right.
but they are better than they were last year. If you remember,
Correct.
Ajax was woefully unprepared to be on the court. He couldn't be on the court for anything.
Right.
Or anything. One of the most athletic player on the team outside of Giannis, and could not get on the court in that Pacers series because he just was not. If it was a multiple choice question, like which of these do not fit, he was always the one. Him, he doesn't fit. Sorry, he can't get on the court when we needed him the most,
That's
and
a
he's
fair
getting
point,
better.
Jensoff, too. I think he coming to what you saying, Dr. Smith is saying, y'all forgot how Doc found this team. We're going to get it together. I hope so.
Yeah.
We're just saying what we're noticing now. We're judging
So
things on
I
a
think
game by game basis.
I think he's raising so you take like what Scale said the other night, right? About like the 2-man game between Dame and Chris. I think that was like genius.
Right.
Or just like basic NBA level basketball. Why aren't we doing that? Why don't we go into that more, right? Because that would entail implementing an offense. Now, I don't think that it's not going to come. I just don't think it's come all the way yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I think we're kind of getting there, right? I do see an improvement with Dame and Giannis on the pick and roll. I do. I do see an improvement with Giannis's dribble handoffs. There's certain things that were just terrible before that we are getting better at, right? I do see Dame turning the ball over, trying to do this pick and roll thing with Brook, trying to shuttle him passes that
Right.
Brook does not have the speed or the agility to make
Yes,
at all. Like,
I'm
what are
looking
you
like,
doing, man? Stop
right.
trying to force the ball to that player in that situation.
Right.
That is an IQ thing.
Low IQ thing, yes. Oh,
That is an IQ thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's like me trying to throw a deep bomb. If I'm the Packers, I'm trying to throw a deep bomb to like our slowest player. Like, you know
right.
what I mean? That play works, just not with that player. Like, it's. So I think we'll get it. Bottom line, I think we'll get it because I'm gonna get ready to go myself too.
All
I
right.
think we are getting better. I'm glad for the win. Someone said we just beat the top 17. We beat the top 17 without their top 5 players.
Players, right.
That's who we just beat. That's why we're concerned.
Thank
right?
you.
But you see what I'm saying? Because I don't want my team to just barely be good enough to be mid, to almost be good enough. That's what the Packers are going through right now.
And that,
We're
thank you.
We're good enough to not be good enough. We're just good enough to almost be good enough. No, I want us to be the best. I want us to be able to beat a fully staffed Orlando team. I want us to be able to close out a game against
Now
the
we're
Celtics when we
talking.
could have the other
Now
night.
he's
I want us
cooking.
to be able to hang in there with OKC. I love my team. Love them. I'm a big clown. I'm in my mid-40s and I put on my T-shirt every time the Milwaukee Bucks play, right? Love my team. But does anyone in their right mind think that we can go and beat OKC as is right now?
All right.
Because we have to get better. That's what I want. Can we get better?
Yeah.
One second.
We'll get
Hold
better.
on. 1 second. I'm gonna let you retort there. Maurice, appreciate you spinning the block again with the $5 super chat. Brook Lopez only averaged 7.1 rebounds per game in college. Let's all agree to stop expecting him to rebound. He's been 7 foot his whole damn life. Sad. Damn. Okay.
I don't expect him to rebound.
You right. It's just frustrating, more. Y'all all are right. It's just still you can't make it make sense when you watching it. You like, he the biggest dude on the court. Why is he not getting 10, 15 rebounds? No matter what you know, your eyes is you looking at something that just don't make sense. That's all.
But I mean, like Doc said, we're seeing improvement. That pick and roll with Giannis and Dame is looking a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more creativity in it. So Giannis is getting a lot more easy shots off the cut and slashing instead of going through 5 people. I mean, he still goes through 5 people, but still, he's getting a lot more easier plays. Now, I think it's Middleton. I think we were looking really good to Middleton came.
Right.
We got to get Middleton implemented off. So now Doc is experimenting again. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out the best lineups and the best rotations for Middleton to be inserted. Now, and I feel like Torian Princeton took a back seat because Middleton came. And now everybody's trying to find where they stand again. But at the end of the day, Middleton, you can't trust Middleton's health. So I wouldn't even waste my time. And not to say that Milton's not a good player, but you
Save
know
up.
what I mean. I wouldn't do it. It's dangerous. You might set your team back like a whole nother season. Trying to implement Middleton. And then it's like, oh, if Middleton was here, we'd be running these plays. Well, he's predictably injured again. So, I wouldn't do it because they were getting Torian Prince some nice shots before.
I mean, I
Each
hear you. I do. I'm an idealist, right? I hear you. I do hear what you're saying because I was super duper pissed off when he wasn't on the court, right?
Right.
I hear you. I do. I just think that if you're looking for a way to implement Chris,
yeah.
have him be the primary ball handler in the clutch. That is
I don't
not
mind
mean
that.
that, right? That does not mean that Dame can't, but Chris is a little bit tall. Chris was giving to us what Dame gives to us. Maybe not the exact same thing, but very similar before Dame got here. It's not as if he is not in a position to do that. And that's not with the clutch threes and whatnot. I mean, just the primary decision maker in the clutch. I think it's a fair point to make to say that he has the highest IQ on the court. No disrespect to Dame,
Right.
but Dame has some
Bonehead
super
plays.
aggravating turnovers when we
Oh
need him
yeah.
the most. And I
It's just
think
a nonchalant with the pass sometimes. It's just a nonchalant pass. It's like just drop it there and let people run into it, and they ain't running into it. So it's like,
right.
but
So, and I would love to see what Dame looks like because he is a combo guard at heart, right? What he
yeah,
looks like playing off ball, right? Running around the screen, like that kind of deal. Like, you know what I mean? Give the ball. Chris is a little bit taller. You can see over the offense just a little bit more. Not that any of that was ever an obstacle for Dame before, right? Because he's always been that tall. He was always effective, right? So, what is he? I'm not saying that he's terrible. Clearly, he closed out this game, right? But
he's not, no, Dame. I think he's trying to like think the game. So I think he has this thing going where he's letting people get off, and then he's gonna like find his moments. But sometimes he
I
still
hear
struggles
you.
to find his moments when we think he's supposed to be finding his moments. Like there was, and that
Oh,
time sometimes limits the blowout. You know what I mean? Because you're being too laid back in moments where
I'm
you
gonna
need to be
tap you
aggressive.
out for a minute, Bleach Report. You real pixelated, famo. All right.
Yeah, I just think sometimes our blowouts is because Dame is not being aggressive
Right.
when he could be. You know what I mean? Like if he was aggressive in that moment instead of deferring to everybody else on the court, we might have blew him out.
And it's such
Facts,
a
Trina.
crazy thing because it literally is like a switch that goes off in his head. It's a fascinating thing to look at. Giannis goes out or is scratched seconds before a Miami game. Dame literally flips the switch and becomes unguardable in the first half. Unguardable, like white hot from the moment that the game started. And if we could just marry that to when
Mm-hmm.
those guys are actually in the game, right? It's like one of those things again for the Packer fans, right? If we could marry Jordan Love being brilliant with the pass with Josh Jacobs' run, we'd be, you know what I mean?
Right.
But we'd be. It's like one of these moments. I think we'll get it though. I
I think
think we'll
we'll
Same.
get
get
it.
it. I think we're getting better, but I just think honestly, there's some we have to figure out a way to either develop our youth so we can rebound and keep up with some of these teams that we know we're gonna have to beat that play five out. You know what I mean? Because we have the scorers to score with them.
Right.
We can't
Facts.
just
Yeah.
stop when we need to stop them. You see what I'm saying? Because we have these weaknesses in defensive. We can't get that last 50-50 ball because we're not fast enough. Those are the things that's going to hold us back against a really elite team. And I think that's where we're away from really competing for a championship. Because I do think we'll figure some of the things out that you're talking about, Dr. Smith. I just think that there's some things that are personnel issues that if we don't fix those, we won't have a shot.
Right. Agreed.
Because the scouting report is out.
Yeah.
Everyone is doing the exact
Same thing.
same thing. Pull Brook out to the three, run around him. It can't be that all the time. I'm saying that there are other problems on defense, sure. But there is some resistance sometimes. And sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But Brook being pulled out to the three is an absolute
And, that,
dub
and, and that's to
every.
your point, Amber.
Right. It is a dub. You're right. No, every time.
Yeah, it is absolutely. We know what's going to happen. Everybody knows you're going to have to either help and give up an open three, or it's a layup. every time. It's a layup every time. Score every time. It depends on what you're
It's
giving up.
Bobby Portis as the last line of defense doing this. It's a dub. Every single time, you realize that that's our starting center and our backup starting center, who are absolute scouting report.
And then we don't have Drew Holiday to kind of get there and make it a
Right.
little difficult because he would play like a Suggs role. You know, when Giannis beat that man, and then he just dumped him.
Right.
That's what Drew Holiday. Those are the plays Drew Holiday would make to protect Brook.
Right.
You know, and slow the man down so Brook can kind of recover. You know, but
that's what Ajax can do, but he don't have the offense to make you respect it.
Or the IQ, the experience. Yeah. You know what I mean? To even be like to understand that I should just slow this man down so Brook can get back. You know what I mean? He gonna.
No, that's a good point there. That's a good point. I agree with that.
He gonna pick him up and foul him, and then he gonna be too aggressive. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just think that that's the problem. Like some of our youth ain't ready.
Okay, fair point.
You know, some of our youth
but that's why they're playing now, so they can be ready when we need them.
Yeah, because AJ Green, for example, he had like 4 turnovers just on this young plays. It was almost like the game was a little too big for him.
All instinct.
In the first quarter, I'm looking like, what is he? He's just throwing the ball away. So he
all
needs to
instinct.
play more. He needs to play.
I love him though. He's like no one's above reproach, right? Everyone's deserving of criticism, but I think of the young guys, he is the most. He's giving us the most stuff that we can work with, right? Because he can stay locked in regardless of how many mistakes. I mean, at one point he shot an air ball 3. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, he's cooked, and I felt like Prante did. The moment's too big for him, and then in the fourth quarter, 2 big threes. Right, and so he stays locked in. Conversely, the flip side of that coin, the previous game we saw Ajax go up against Boston and was like scared to death. First day of high school on the other side of town. You scared to death, bro. You scared to death. Don't even come outside.
Ajax could be our key player if he just take the ball to the hole aggressively. I don't understand.
Do like he doing the highlights. Have y'all watched his college
highlights? I did. Just go and try to dunk on people. It ain't really that hard.
Just like somebody mentioned in the chat earlier, he could easily just turn around and drop step on most of these people. That is one of the best feelings in the world, to drop step and dunk on somebody, and you have the athleticism to do it at will, and you kicking it out and doing everything else but that. Use your God-given gift. Your gift is to jump. Use that, sir.
He does.
Confidence is a crazy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to over.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying confidence is a crazy thing, right? Because to me, he lacks confidence in moments when he can actually go and do something. Then you see a player like Giannis who should never be shooting threes, but Giannis will sit there and shoot a 3 when we got Dame and Chris in the closing minute moments against Boston. Because I can do it. I'm Kobe. I can, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's confidence is like, what are you doing, Giannis? He sat there and did it again in this game.
Right.
When points were at a premium, he's shooting like last second. What are you doing? Because Giannis is super, way confident.
Right.
And Ajax is, like, you see moments. He had a moment where he did a little pump fake, got the guy up in the air, took the ball up, brought it down, put some English on the ball. You have some tools to work with, Ajax. What do we have to do?
Believe in what's in your toolbox.
Like, what do we have to do? This is like Cool Runnings. Remember when the guy was sitting there talking to the guy?
Hold on, I gotta give you a high five for the analogies. Your analogies have been spot on tonight. Carry on.
I try, baby. I try. But you remember the scene? I can't remember the exact speech.
That's why I'm laughing.
When he was sitting, I'm the baddest something. Right. Junior Bevel, right? He's Junior Bevel on our team. You got the ability, brother. But someone can't constantly stay with you, building you up. You made it to the NBA. You were on a top program in college. You played in the biggest stage. Didn't they win the championship?
Yeah.
Okay, so brother, there's no game that you've played in the NBA so far, because we haven't made it that far, that was bigger than that game.
Right.
You've played on a bigger stage than this.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Maurice, appreciate you with a $10 super chat. Doc needs to start Middleton and bring Prince off the bench. If Chris gets injured again, so be it. The roles must be clearly defined to get the most out of each player. Prince was playing great before. Hey, yo, that's facts. I can totally agree with what you're saying there. Finish your statement, Dr. Smith, and then can you respond to that? Then we go to Prate, then we're gonna get last words here.
Again, I think that I think we need to start looking at our starting lineup as a fluid situation, because I think that there are going to be certain situations where certain personnel are suited for some teams, and then others not. We do not have a universal starting five. We don't. Not in my opinion. I could be wrong, but we don't have a one-size-fits-all starting five anymore. We don't. Again, we are going up against teams. Orlando almost did it to us, and Orlando, like I said, we're like the Baltimore Ravens, all defense with a running back, and that's the only offense that they have, and we almost lost to them. It gets harder from here. They've all penciled Brook as a weakness. If you have a center who can move his feet just a little bit, does not mean that he doesn't have value. Doesn't mean that Giannis has to be a full-time center. I don't think that he should be a full-time center either. To be clear, the best alternative is for us to actually have a one-size-fits-all center, but we don't have it.
Correct.
So how do you doctor that up? Yes, you need better perimeter defense, but we have got to get a center that can actually be a 100% last line of defense, not situationally. Too many guys are just getting these little like sky hooks or layups or whatever over Brook Lopez. Like if they see him, all they got to do is put their shoulder in his chest and they go right up over him. He is situationally a good blocker, and those situations are becoming few or less and less. Today was terrible for him. Doesn't mean that he's always going to look this bad. But if we want to win this tournament, and I think that we do, and we want to actually be able to compete for a championship later on in the season, because the playoffs are just one big version of this tournament. This is who we're going to be going up against. Teams who can spot our weaknesses. We're going to be in 7-game series with a team that is going to study us. If we can see what the weakness is from here, the best basketball minds, is all they're going to do is switch out and make Brook into a victim over and over again. You're not doing that man a service at this point. He's given us the best years of his career. The best version of Brook Lopez, in my opinion, was in Milwaukee. Help this man out, though. Stop putting him up against these people who are making a fool out of him, man.
That's it. That's it.
Well said, Dr. Smith. Well said.
Real said. And that's all we're saying. We're not, my fault. We're not against Brook at all.
I want that to be known. I appreciate you saying that,
because we know that Brook gave us his best years.
Right.
My thing is match him up with teams that he can kill on, he can eat on, and stop letting him get abused against teams that are going to kill him. They're going to cook him, and that's all we're saying. Find somebody that can step in and say, "Okay, Brook, I'm your relief guy."
Right.
We gonna pull you out because I got this for you. You know what I mean? And then they do their damage. Then you slide Brook in there for a couple minutes that game. He do his work. He shoot a couple threes. He happy. Trust me, Brook be happy as long as he can launch 3 threes. You know what I mean? So we know what he's doing. So I feel like if we do go with Middleton in the starting lineup, we got to start Ajax automatically.
That's fair. That's fair.
We'll get out rebounded to death. Because Middleton is as good as he is. He's a pretty decent rebound. He just doesn't have the foot speed, So we need to get rebounds. We got out rebounded terribly this game.
Yeah.
I mean, and we can't have a whole bunch of slow guys and Giannis trying to get chased down loose balls. We gonna get then that means we're gonna be like watching guys just have extra possessions every game. Because if we rebounded better and we didn't turn the ball over that much, we probably would have blew this team out.
Exactly. Oh, easily.
Even with Brook Lopez. We rebounded better and we didn't just turn the ball over like crazy. We'd have blew this team out. Because they lived off of that. So, I think that, like you said, Brook should be a situational guy. The 2 guard spot is open. when somebody needs to win it.
Right.
And just leave it like that, because that until you find somebody that takes that role and does what we need to do.
Facts.
That's what we got, because we got players that have regressed because of their age,
Right.
and there ain't no sense of pretending like we don't. And I think with Brook Lopez, we're pretending that he didn't regress a little bit, and naturally regressing because of his age. And we need to get off of that and say, okay, Brook, this is your game. This is your game. This is
Right.
Bobby. This might be your game. Or Tyler Smith, you're gonna slide in here in this game because this team is younger. We want you to do this, this, and this. All right. And if you're getting cooked, we pulling you.
That's
You
it.
know, that's it.
And
Treat
I'm
like
not,
a. Go
I'm
ahead.
not even saying that we got to treat him like Pat Connaughton, where you're just like completely out of the lineup
No,
or whatever.
no,
But
that's
like
not what I'm saying. Because he's
situationally,
valuable.
like like just do a better job of mixing and matching and whatnot. And I think tonight was the start of it. It just was kind of reversed. When
And
you
we
see
can't.
Brook go into it, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And we can't afford it. I was just gonna add a little. We can't afford a Brook Lopez that's not fresh. You see what I'm saying? Because he's already kind of slow. So if he's beat up and banged up, what type of Brook Lopez are we gonna get then?
Facts, Jeanette.
So I'm with you. I'm not a Pat Connaughton type of just sit on the bench forever. No, because I think Brook Lopez
Night,
is
Trina.
valuable. And there's some teams he's gonna eat them up. He can put up
Right.
30. If Brook Lopez offensively gets hot, he can scorch a team.
Right.
So
There's that.
can be, and that's it. And those are certain matchups, and you'll know when he's hot because you can tell. When he's not, you can tell.
Facts.
So if he's hot, put him in the game, let him roll, let him cook. And let it be like that. But we gotta start getting some continuity somewhere on the Bucks.
Facts.
And,
Facts.
and that's the bottom line. We have been a year and a half without continuity on this team. And we can
Facts.
see it. And we still
We
trying to
spitting.
figure out who's starting, who's gonna do this, who's playing, and we don't know what team, we don't know what systems we running, we don't know how do we run in a pick and roll, whose shots is this.
Right.
It's time to start solidifying some things and make some things look automatic. And we just not there yet. And that's the problem we're having. So that's what I have to say. I mean, and that will be, we can do the round robin, but I'm done.
All
All right.
Then we go to
Yeah,
we go to Dot Smith. I'm gonna get into the chat before we get up out of here. What's your
yeah. I was
last
about
words?
to say it's not just Brook either. To what some of the people in the chat was saying, right? We've identified our primary point of attack defender as Ajax.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ajax was so poor offensively that he couldn't stay in the game. Right? Those other guys that we put in for him are not as good as he is at point of attack defense, which means that our point of attack defense suffers, which means that more people are being able to get at Brook. We can't hide Brook the way that we would like, and then defense ends up looking the way that it does. All those points, Orlando's best offensive players weren't in this game today, and they got all those points in the paint. Can you imagine what it might have looked like if you have like a mid-range guy like Paolo Banchero in the game, or Franz Wagner, all those guys who punish the mid-range?
Right.
We've got to get better as far as Ajax being able to stay on the court, because his point of attack defense is absolutely required, but you cannot be out there if you're looking that goofy on
Right.
offense. You can't. And it is now to the point where it is just a confidence thing, because you have the ability. I don't know what they have to do. I can't fix confidence, brother. This is like performance. You know what I mean? Like, you either have it or you don't. We can make all of the commentary about Giannis on days where we're criticizing him. What the man will never lack is confidence. That
Right.
man has it spades and spades. You need to take a lesson. You made it to this level, Ajax. Outside of that, I am happy with the job that I'm seeing from Doc. I just see that I feel like if I'm right about his plan, and he's trying to raise the decision making
What
of
up,
guys
Sherelle?
in the moment when the game is fluid, if that's what he's doing, I do appreciate that. It's just a longer plan, because he's not going to give you the answers. He could probably give you the answers. He just does not seem to want to give them the answers, because he wants these guys to be able to figure it out on their own. If that's the case, the end of games are going to look a lot like this, where you're like,
Agreed.
what are these guys doing? What are these guys doing? Can we go to a set play? Can people know where they're supposed to go? There's a whole bunch of people who don't know where they're supposed to go. And that's what it's looking like. So we'll
Appreciate
see.
you. Yeah, we got
We'll
another
see.
game coming up in this tournament. We got a little bit of a break here. So hopefully people can heal up and we come in cooking.
Yeah.
Appreciate you
Yeah.
tapping. Always enjoy y'all dropping gems. Prime Tech, Dr. Smith. Appreciate y'all tapping in, gentlemen. Hey, we got to
All right.
win. That's what's important. All right, gentlemen.
Yes,
Appreciate
indeed.
you. Great live. Great live. Great live. Great live. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Oh, Bruce Report is back in the building. Let me get your last words before we get up out of here. There we go. Oh, now you straight. Get in it before something happen. Get your bars
But I
on.
had to
Get your bars
real
on. Go ahead.
quick. I had to set my modem, man.
Okay,
So I'm
now
sorry.
now you good. Now you HD again. You was in 240p before, bro. Now you HD. Go ahead, Bleach Report, boy.
Real quickly. I'm just gonna go straight to the end. At the end of the day, with everything being said, I want this to be for chemistry. Chemistry for this Bucks team to get better. Yes, you're right. They face a team with none of their three players, and I understand that. But at the same time, for the Bucks to get better, they got to understand their roles. They got to understand what they need to do to get better. If you need to get Brooks out of the game, you got to do it. So they got to learn, and Doc will eventually have to learn that. But other than that, let's go to Vegas. Jordan's win tonight. I understand the concern. I'm concerned too. But I'm happy to go to Vegas and happy for the players getting that money right now. So I'm happy for the players. So
Facts. Facts.
Saturday, I'll see you guys in.
All right, appreciate you, Bleach Report, boy. So we know now, hey, when you starting to look 240p, we gotta reboot the modem, bro. We gotta reboot the modem. Now you good.
I had new internet. I had to get new internet last month because it was too expensive, and then now this one I have to get used to it. So I have to.
Yeah, okay, it's all good. We gonna work around it. We gonna chop it up offline. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you tapping in. Salute the Bleach Report, boss, the VP in the building. All right, bro. Salute. Woo! All right, y'all. Hey, we grinding. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. We grinding again. Another 2-hour live. We go live after every Bucks game, after every Packers game. Are you not entertained, friends and family? Do you not see the knowledge that's in this chat? Do you not see the knowledge that's on this podcast, on the panel? That's why we say we are the number one source for Bucks news. The number one Bucks podcast on YouTube. The number one Bucks chat on YouTube. How? How can we not be? Appreciate y'all, friends and family. Like I said, smartest people in the room. I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic, Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live edition, where we just got done discussing the big win in the NBA Cup between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Orlando Magic at Fiserv Forum, the house that Giannis built. At Fiserv Forum, the house that Giannis built, where the Bucks advanced in the quarterfinals, 114-109 against the Orlando Magic. A win is a win. I know this might have been an ugly win, but a win is a win. So it is what it is. I seen a couple people. I seen Boy Mommy tap in. What's good? Janet Scarborough, what's good? Joel Marquez, I see you. Emerson, what's good? Patricia P. Eliza, I see y'all still in the chat. Carrie, Timothy, Derek Stevenson, what up, Sherelle? Salute to Sherelle. I'll be seeing her at the games. Always show love. What up, Sherelle? It's Moose 414. Hey, I like this comment. I believe a universal lineup could be Dame, Ajax, Mitty, Prince, and Giannis. Huh. I'm not mad at that. Bleacher Report boss, appreciate you resetting your modem to get you clear on the end of the show too, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, Boy Mommy, yeah, what up? Appreciate you tapping in. I know you was a little late. Appreciate you tapping in. And Foreign Land, all the rest of the queens of the chat. Patricia, Cynthia, Eliza, Emma, Mia, Kim, all of y'all. Salute. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. I'll see y'all at the next live. Please comment, like, subscribe, share the content. Follow me. Hey, I be going live. Hey, if y'all didn't know, I don't ever say anything, but maybe y'all notice it in the chat. I go live on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Just the FYI there. So if you can't watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on Twitch. It go live there, stream simultaneously. I'm trying to get my technology game up. Because when you take over, you gotta take over on all formats and platforms, and that's what we gonna do. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the most electrifying content on YouTube. Enjoy the mellow moves on the way out. Salute Bucks Nation, friends and family gone.